Do you know that 92% of the world population fail to fulfill their potential? By the way, I'm Katie Rebo, as she said. I'm an author of the upcoming book, Triumph in the Midst of Adversity. I'm an international public speaker, coach, talk show host, and motivational speaker. Today, I want to talk to you about a topic that many wouldn't want to talk about, and that is why many fail to fulfill their potential. Are you sitting down there thinking, oh, I have this plan, but it hasn't worked for me because I didn't have this, or because this didn't happen, or because my father wasn't a wealthy man? We have so many things that can stop you, okay, from being that person that you want to be. But I just want you to watch this video clip before I actually give you this.
The story of Colonel Sanders, founder of the KFC restaurants. At 5 years old, he lost his father. At 16, he dropped out of school. At 17, he was fired from 4 jobs. At 18, he got married and became a railroad conductor. At 19, he became a father to a little girl. At 20, his wife left him and took their 1-year-old baby daughter with her. At 22, he joined the Army, applied to law school, and faced rejection after rejection from school and the jobs he was at. He then became an insurance salesman. Another failure to be added to his messy resume. He decided to be a cook and a dishwasher at a small cafe. At 65 years old, he retired. On the first day of his retirement, he received a check from the government for $105. What a slap in the face. How could he survive on a $105 monthly budget, he thought, at such an old age? Feeling like a total failure, he decided to commit suicide. He sat under a tree, writing his suicide letter and will. Then all of a sudden he thought of writing instead what he would have accomplished had he had the choice to start his life all over. He realized there was so much he hadn't done yet. One thing he realized, that he could do like no one else. Actually, he could do it better than everyone else. That was cooking. Cooking the best chicken anyone had ever tasted. He borrowed $87 to buy a fryer and his recipe ingredients. He lived on his unique fried chicken recipe, trying to sell it door to door to his neighbors in Kentucky, as well as trying to license it to restaurants. He was rejected yet again, 1,009 times from the restaurants he tried to license his recipe to. The 1,010th restaurant gave him his yes moment. KFC was born. At 88, Colonel Sanders became a multi-billionaire and KFC the second biggest food empire. Now, KFC has over 20,000 locations in 123 countries. Moral of the story? You have what it takes to be successful. Don't give up. It's never too old to dream. Go after your wildest dreams now. Believe in the quality of what you do and in yourself no matter how many times you get rejected. Make a difference and enhance people's lives. You can. You will.
It's just about Colonel Sanders. As the founder of KFC, this man had a very, a life that is full of adversity. And from 6 years old, his journey, I thought my adversity journey was long, but I met someone who has actually, done better than myself. So that's why I said I wanted you to watch that video. He failed in so many things. Going to work, he was, asked to leave job a couple of times. Even when he retired, his first paycheck, when he received his first paycheck, Colonel Sanders wanted to commit suicide. But in his suicide note, he actually realized that there is something that he has never done before. So you might be sitting down there thinking that you have tried everything, you are about to give up. But I must tell you that there's something that you're passionate about that you have not tried to do as a business or as a career. So what did he do? He realized I love to cook chicken, but he hasn't actually tried, making it as a business, and he wanted to do that. Do you know how many companies actually, told him, no, we don't want it? Even to get the recipe, he had to take money, borrow money to buy it. Are you there sitting down with great ideas and you're giving excuses? I do not have money to start. My children haven't grown yet. My husband, wouldn't support me. Any reason you are giving today, I must tell you that even in the greatest adversity, there is always something that you can do to help yourself. So today I'll be talking on the topic, why many fail to fulfill their potential. And the number one reason is how you handle, where you fail to handle your adversity. How you handle your adversity. How do you see your adversity? Do you see adversity as something that has come to crumble you or to kill you? Listen to me, brothers and sisters. Your adversity are not there to destroy you. They are not there to kill you. They are there to strengthen you, to make you a better person, and to prepare you for your next level of success.
Amen.
Until you understand what adversity truly are, you will just be looking into that situation. But you need to think out of the box. Because in your adversity, there's always something beside it, an opportunity there. You need to look inwards. Like when I traveled to Nigeria in April, I see everybody complaining in Nigeria. But in all the problems that I found in Nigeria, everything people were complaining about, I was just seeing opportunities here and there. And I'm like, wow, so this country actually, no wonder I was in Nigeria years ago and I said, Nigeria is the land that is filled with milk and honey. And my friend thought I was crazy. They said, Kate, what are you talking about? Nigeria is a land filled with milk and honey that the Bible is talking about? And I said, yes. They said, no, Kate, it's just because things are just working for you. But I proved them wrong. It's not just working for me. As my sister said, you need to have faith, which I have. But in having faith as a Christian, I realize that many Christians out there, they actually want God to do the path of God and do the human path. But I also tell them on my show, say, listen, God is God and will always remain God. He's a spirit being. He can't come again in man. If that's what you're waiting for, before you change your life, then you wait forever. You need to make that decision. You need to know the truth. If you're living a pity party life, I'm telling you, if this world continues for another 100 years, 200 years, you'll still remain where you are. You need to do your part as a human being. Let God do his part.
That's right.
What are those things that have kept you? Those beliefs, I call it lies, the lies that you've told yourself and your parents have told you. Some people, measure their success, their life with those in their family. Oh, my father failed in this, so I can't succeed in that. I hear it every day. Oh, my mother couldn't do this, she couldn't succeed in marriage, so I can't. Instead of that, change the question. Ask yourself, what did my father do, or what did he not do that made him to fail in business? That's what you should be asking yourself. What did my mother do in marriage that I can learn from? What mistake did she make that I couldn't make, that she didn't make today for my marriage to be successful? Those are the questions. You can turn it around. Like some people will say, oh, I can't do business because I have children. You can change the question. Oh, you can turn it this way. Say, okay, because I have children, I need to leave a legacy. I need to be to do, so my children can copy from it. Listen to me. Your children are watching you like a video. Believe me. If you think you will sit down, roaming around, looking at, making you do makeup, walk down, try to be busy, doing nothing, and you think when your children grow up, you expect them to really do, amazingly in whatever you tell them to do, and they will listen to you. No, they wouldn't listen. Children watch you. That's why some parents shout a lot. When you shout and tell children to do what they know you are not doing, you struggle. They watch you. The best way to teach a child is to show the child an example. So if you want your children to be that person that you're looking forward to, you show example now. Don't give excuses. It's not about your education. Some people will say, oh, it's because of my educational background. Oh, it's because of Europe. I was there before. I was so optimistic in Nigeria. When I came to Europe, my mindset changed. I started thinking like the people around me. That is why you are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. You need to watch your surroundings. You need to watch those you associate with. It's not pride. but you need to choose your friends wisely.
Absolutely.
You need to deliberately call those, choose those you call your friend. If you want to move to that next level, it is possible. It doesn't matter whether you're unemployed, whether you're minimum wage or below minimum wage, nothing can stop you. I must tell you that. I've been there. Is it matrimonial? Is it marital crisis? In-laws pressure? Is it betrayal? Is it sibling hate and rivalry? Call it. Name it. I just want to forget about these things so that you don't worry about it. Yeah, so I'll just flow. Just name it. Is it unemployment? I've been there myself. Because you know that when you have, challenges, if you can actually take some time out, like I said on my show, if you've tried everything and it's not working, can you try and take a break? Because when I take break, that is when I have, amazing ideas. The richest people on earth are not the most powerful people with energy, people who have muscles. No. It's ideas, wisdom, scientists. You hear some scientists, they'll tell you how they discovered this. It was imagination. Some will tell you when they were sleeping, they dreamt. Are you just looking at life, taking things trivially, or do you really pay attention to yourself? Because in my adversity, it made me to show, to actually show more interest in myself. I was so interested in myself. I was like, wow, all this for you, all these challenges you're dealing with, multiple challenges, adversity. And I'm like, well, listen, the enemy doesn't waste time with empty vessels. So if you are facing so much challenges, you should know that the bigger your adversity,
the biggest the
bigger your testimony as well.
And your challenge.
But the truth is this. How many of you here want to have adversity? Even in a church, pastor asks, how many people want problem, difficulties? Nobody raise their hands up. Because the truth is that everybody wants the easy one. The easy things give you everything that everybody have. Those easy way will give you the thing that everyone have. But if you go look for the hard ones will give you, that's what is going to separate you from every other person. That is why if you want to succeed, you have to do whatever you got to do. So if you're looking for easy way, looking for someone, because people like pity party, they like people to pity them. Oh, you'll be all right. You're just okay. I tell my friends, if you have friends around you who cannot look at your face in love and tell you, listen, you've done this and it's not right. This thing you did, I don't quite like it. Why don't you trust, get honest advice, honest feedback, because some people will tell you, they will pamper you until you go into your grave. And that is why they say the richest place on earth is the graveyard. Why is it the richest place? Because people die with unfulfilled potential. If you live 100 years on earth and you did not fulfill your dream, for me, Kate Irebu, I feel it's a wasted life. You have to fulfill your potential. You need to know why you were born, because I know and I believe that every one of you right here, you were born with a purpose. And that purpose we were born for, it must be fulfilled here on the planet Earth. So here today, there's a question before you. Do you want to live your life and fulfill your destiny? Are you looking forward to live that life that you would love to see in you? Are you living that life that you really love, or you're just, existing, or you're just coping? I'm not saying I'm there yet, but I'm in my path. Are you in that path that will lead you to where you want to see yourself tomorrow? And if your answer is no, myself, my colleague Nick Ronald and myself, my colleague Nick Ronald have 25 years of experience in his field. And we have collaborated together to create this program, because that 92% of the world population that fail to fulfill their potential is really worrisome. In fact, it is alarming. And I said, listen, there is a job for you here to do, Kate. It's not for you to point out mistakes and errors. You can also do something to help people. So I'm really passionate. It's not about money, but we want to actually work together to see how many people we can actually help to move from where they are to the next level. And we want to achieve this within 6 to 12 months. There's no need saying, oh, Happy New Year, oh, New Year resolution, nothing changes. I've done it by putting videos out there. I've given you my YouTube channel, the strategies that you never tried, which is a consistent fulfillment strategy for people to work on. That's what I've used this year. And this year is the year I've invested most in my life. We invest money, invest in ourselves going to uni, spend thousands. But when I say investing in yourself, after uni, unfortunately, university is great, it's good, but it doesn't actually teach you the practicality of life, of entrepreneurship. What do you actually do after the 4 walls of the university? Is it to go and take a job that you're underpaid, that you're not happy with? Because sometimes you go to school, you study a course, and when you come out, you don't actually get the job you really love to do. So you're doing something else. And when you are pursuing someone else's dream, you can never be in the driver's seat. You are helping someone to build their career. That's why I tell people, everybody's not an entrepreneur. You cannot leave your job, and just do your own business. But even in working for someone, because you need security, and I must tell you from experience, there's no security in any job. As good as your job, I would advise you to actually look for something to invest in on the side, so you don't face, situation that you cannot handle. Because I've been there. I liked it now. Looking back, I would say, thank God that, those temporary jobs were messing my time up. And when I got the permanent one, I didn't even bother. Like, I got to a stage. You need to know your turning point. It got to a stage in my life, I had to tell myself the truth. I told myself, I said, listen, this job that you're actually looking for, if you get this job and they double the salary 3 times, will you be happy? Honestly, I asked myself that, and I realized I won't be happy. That's not what I want. So, oftentimes we do the things our friends are doing. Do you know what I mean? We do the things that you expect, your husband or your children or, people around expect you to do, because the type, oh, I'm a microbiologist. Oh, I went to UCD, one of the top schools in, this is what I should be doing. I'm a scientist. That is good. We can go to school. I wanted to go into biomedical science, doing top-up modules so that I can become a biomedical scientist. Do you know why I want to become a biomedical scientist? I said the statistic of mortality rate in Africa is too small. It's too high. People die at 42, the rate of people live on Earth. Because I worked in the lab, I can see people in England with all the smoking habits and everything. People live up to 90-something years, 80-something years. I said, oh my God, if I get this qualification, I will go back home, open the lab so I can help people. It's good to help, fine. But you have to get to that place where you have to do what you need to do. That's why I realized that you can be passionate about something. It can be part of your journey. But the problem, the mistake I made in my life is this. When you are in a journey of your life, you must know when you are supposed to move to the next chapter of your life. Because if you are in chapter 1 of your life and you're supposed to be in chapter 2, it will lead to struggle. You will struggle. It doesn't matter how much effort you put. So you need to listen to your inner self. You need to talk to yourself. In my adversity, I lost friends. Sisters would come against you. In-laws pressure. But those times, I think they were good. Because it made me to spend more time with God and myself. So I know myself now so well that there's no limiting belief. Nothing can stop me. There's no excuse anymore. Before you might think, oh, England, that's just the lifestyle. You can't live that life that you think you can live in Nigeria. This is England. This is just how it is. No. You can create that future for yourself. And you don't need to make money and go and break the bank before you do that. You must ask yourself, what is it that I love to do? Because everybody has something they love. Because sometimes people say, I don't really know what what is my passion. I don't really know, but you can actually go to a quiet environment and ask yourself this honest question. Because if you lie to yourself in your journey of life, life will be tougher. You must tell yourself the honest truth, because no one knows you better than you. Ask yourself, what is it that I love doing? Because if something that you love doing, and you can do it for free, without pay, and you're enjoying it, trust me, when you are paid, you even do it better. So that is what you should ask yourself. What is it that you love? Do you love listening to music? Do you like writing? Do you love to help people? Because I became a solution master. I have to help people, talk to people, bring your problem to me. I'm always there to support people, to guide people. In fact, when I told my husband about coaching course, it actually reminded me, reflected back. Said, listen, I said, but the money is huge. Maybe I should do one. Say, no, do the 2. How much is it? Because you've been coaching anyway. You've been coaching since I met you as a young girl. I remember people coming to you, people older than you, your age mates, younger people, and you're solving all their problems. People will come to me, they'll tell me, Kate, this job you're asking me to apply for, they've been taken. There's no job. This job is just, advertisement. You have to know someone in power before you can get into those jobs. And I proved them wrong. I'll get those jobs without talking to one person, not anyone. Even the contacts I have, don't talk to them to come and give me a job. Because I realize that no one will handle my challenges, will meet my need better than myself. You know how I learned that? When I was doing my NYC, NYC is National Youth Service Corps. When you finish university in Nigeria, you have to go for 1 year service to serve the government. And after a few months of activities in the camp, they send you to companies, or you look for a company that you want and you work for a year as an internship. That's like internship in Nigeria. And when I was there, this gentleman said to me, one of the managers said, "Oh, can you bring your CV for me? I said, I'm looking for work now, because I don't want to wait until youth service ends before I start looking for work, because I didn't want to work in that environment at all." And I gave him my CV, and I had to follow up. And I said, "Sir, Mr. Bankole, how far with my CV?" The man was honest. One thing with me, I love honest people. Some people want to hear what people want to be told what they want to hear. But for me, I love to hear the truth. And the man said to me, "Do you know I've actually lost it? I didn't even know where it was." From that day, I knew that, Kate, you need to look for the job that you want to do yourself. You don't need to rely on contacts. So I did that for myself. And I got my first job in Bellevue. And also, I want to tell you that in life, life is full of challenges. It can be tough. But please never give up in your dream. It doesn't matter how difficult it is. Don't give up on yourself. Continue pushing. If you cannot resolve that problem, if you know it's something you cannot change, try to, walk around it, see what you can do in it, because even in your adversity, there's opportunity for you. Mm-hmm. There is an opportunity. I remember when my daughter's situation was helpless, when doctors were compounding issues for me, that could make one crazy. You were having a problem, you took it to the hospital, they actually, compounded the issues for me that it's getting worse every day. So when I'm going to the hospital, I'm actually going to get more problem. But it got to a stage I tell myself, I say, listen, I told my husband, we need to fast and pray. Let us stop this medication by faith. We need to stop it because it's not helping. It's not working. And I had to go and do research after that, because the seizures have reduced, because she was now, induced with seizures with antibiotics, trying to resolve it. They went to, more anticonvulsant drugs that actually cause seizure that they don't know. So every time you go to the hospital, you meet different kind of diagnoses. They use your child as an experiment. And I said, no. My child is not a guinea pig. I'm a scientist. If I don't have the qualification to treat my child, but I have the right to stop the treatment. And I stopped, and I said, the mom is on the fire. Mom stopped medications, because they were expecting, what they were expecting is the opposite of what happened anyway. Because they told me, the consultant called me on my phone and said to me, "Mom," say yes, say, "Oh, can you continue the medication?" I said, "No, because they told us that you stopped this drug and your child could actually cease to death." I said, "Really?" I said, "No, she wouldn't cease to death. Since I stopped her the medication, she's actually interacting better. She's much better now." He said, "Oh, are you saying that you don't want to go?" I said, "Yes. I don't want to continue." Good. And we took her up. Luckily, seizures of like 15 times a day reduced. There was a week we didn't even have one. I said, "Wow, amazing." And I said, those seizures have reduced, but that's not good enough. I need to let her stop seizures completely. Sorry. So, I did the research. That's why I'm telling you that no matter how difficult your situation is in life, you need to do something in that situation to help yourself. Don't put your hands on your head and say, "Oh my God, why me? Why is this happening to me?" Because if you do that, you will crumble in your adversity. So I did that, and we found a solution. I found an Institute of Human Potential in Philadelphia, who I consulted with, did some, research, asked me to fill some questionnaire, and finally I was refused the visa. If it was someone sitting there, you might say, "Oh, maybe it's not going to happen. Let me leave it there." I didn't stop there. Do you think I stopped there? I didn't. I continued in my search, and I realized that the Institute of Human Potential were actually coming to Spain, and I had to apply for visa to Spain, and I got it. Because then I didn't have my passport here. And I went there. And to that, I'll tell you that my daughter has been seizure-free since February 8, 2011. So, as I said, why do people fail to fulfill their potential? One, as I've told you, how you handle your adversity. You need to actually, I know that adversity is challenges, ill luck, and all that, as the dictionary says, but you need to see beyond your adversity. Because Oprah Winfrey had the opportunity, had everything working against her to commit suicide or to crumble in adversity, but she refused to do that. What did Oprah do? She turned her mess into a message that has transformed the world. You can do that yourself. It's not only for Oprah. Colonel Sanders, you can see his story. At 65, the paycheck was rubbish when he retired. He wanted to commit suicide. But he realized there's something that he hasn't tried. You might be thinking, oh, I've tried this, I've tried that. Go back today and actually ask yourself, what is it that you have not tried? Because there's something that you're passionate about, that you have not thought about, that you can actually turn from your passion to profession to profit. You can do it. Something that you love to do. I tell people, don't just apply for a job to pay your bills. Because I'm standing here now. There's no job someone will give to me that I want to go and do. I want to work for myself. Because working for yourself, you'll be able to help the people, the sectors that you're actually passionate about. And also, the other thing that makes people crumble in adversity is the people you surround yourself with. Who do you call your friend? I've been in difficult situations, and those I surrounded myself with actually made my situation worse. That is why I've told you to choose your friends wisely. Don't just say he's a friend and you think, oh, all is well. And also, if you have friends for 20 years, even 100 years, if you have lived longer than that, I don't know if anyone here is over 100. Are you over 100, anyone? I'm not. Yeah. So, and you think everything is going well with you and that person is your best friend, I must tell you it's not true. If you have not had challenges in life, it might be hard for you to actually know who your best friends are. Because I thought, you can actually know your friends if you've lived with them for a certain period of time, but in my adversity, that wasn't the truth. You can see people, maybe one adversity, sometimes maybe they might be there a little bit. After a while, people will just don't want to associate with you because they feel that, oh my God, this problem, when is it going to end? Oh my God, she's going to crumble. We have to just stay away. We can't help. We can't be part of this. People don't want to be part of, things like that. They want to celebrate with you. They don't want to be part of the journey. But the truth is, they have actually been part of my journey, whether positive way or negative, because some of them, their name or their story is coming into my book. I'm writing this book to help as many people who are out there, who is thinking that there's no way out for them. It's triumph in the midst of adversity. Because in life, many people want to overcome the adversity before they can triumph. Before they can even start to try. But listen, that is why a lot of people, 92% of the world population, fail to fulfill their potential. Many out there are waiting for adversity to be over. But your life that you live, you have challenges every day. So if you are waiting for challenges to end, somebody should tell me, when will your challenges be over? Does anyone know? Do you have a date and time for your challenges to be over before you can live the life you want to live? So, because of that, I'm telling anyone who actually want to live the life they want to live, who want to move from where they are to the next level, whether you are minimum wage, whether you are average, it doesn't matter how much you have in your bank account. That doesn't count for you to move to the next level. Just for you to register in our program that is coming up, you will have information in Eventbrite soon, and it's at Lancaster Hotel in London. We're moving it from the 27th of this month to the 13th of October to Saturday, so that more people will have opportunities to come. Because excuses will not take you anywhere. I have a quote, if you have not seen that before. It says, excuses can be very cheap, but its consequences can be very expensive. Yes. So, the life that you live today, it's not just about your genes, it's not about your, it's about the decisions that you make, the actions. What is it that you have decided to do? Because where you are today is the product of your past decisions. So if the decisions you have been taking, you've been making in life, the actions you've been taking, haven't brought you into that path of where you actually want to be, I will advise you to book yourself in this event. So that when you look back tomorrow, you say, the day I sat in this program, Act to Grow, and I listened to Kate, something resonated in me, and I took that action, that leap of faith, to come for that event. And I promise you, in 6 to 12 months, you will see where you will be. And you'll be proud of yourself, and you will love that person that you see in the mirror. So, and also, I want to tell you this, that in life, please, do not wait for anyone's confirmation to be that person that you want to be. Love yourself. Believe in yourself. Because if you are waiting for someone to give you a go-ahead to do anything, it will be hard for you to do anything. And the worst thing for you to do is not to take any action. Not to do anything. Because if you don't do anything, worse can happen. So please, as you come here today, that 92% of the world population that failed to fulfill their potential, that is a hammer on my head. I want to make sure that the next few years coming down the road, we see that it has reduced. And many actually living the life they live, so that there will be less suicidal attempts all over the place, people breaking down, and that is why this book is a must read. Because I believe this book has come at the right time. It's a solution book for many that they've been waiting for. So buy this book. It's triumph in the midst of adversity. It doesn't matter what situation you're going through. It doesn't matter at what level you're at. When you follow the strategies, the key strategies, I handle my adversity, you will indeed triumph in your adversity. Thank you very much for listening.